Warriors, let's talk about Apple. Not the kind of apple you eat. Apple, Apple, Apple online. I want to share a couple of things with you. You know, the Warriors, we're part of a coalition called the Heat Initiative, holding big tech, holding platforms like Apple accountable. I want to share with you a couple of facts that hopefully will make you wake up, take action, seek resources, and share this information on your platforms. 54% of 18 to 20-year-olds surveyed worldwide had experienced online sexual harms during childhood. This is proof that online child sexual abuse is happening at unprecedented levels. Why? I keep asking everybody, why? Well, I guess because it makes a lot of money. I think we can all agree on that. 32 million reports of child sexual abuse material were analyzed in 2022. I know in 2023 it was 36 point something million analyzed. Doesn't matter. Too much. 1 in 5 9 to 12-year-olds shared they had some type of sexual interaction online with someone they believed to be over the age of 18, and an 80% increase. 80% in online grooming has been reported in the last couple of years. I mean, this is just unacceptable. So, the HEAT initiative we are holding, Tim Cook, chairman, CEO, running Apple. Why won't Apple, iPhones, they have an app store? The HEAT initiative recently did a whole survey on different 200, I'm thinking about this for a second, 200 different apps you could buy in their Apple App Store. And they came back with things, so it'll be like, age range, 4 and up, 12 and up, where tons and tons of them were inappropriate content. Heat Initiative went through these apps one by one. They studied. Remember, there's a lot of monies that are going into research. I'm so happy about that, and take actions, because we know whether it's Apple, whether it is Meta, which you know is Facebook, and Instagram, they do not care about child safety online. They are blatant, they are obvious. I don't care what they say. Proof is in the pudding, as we say at the Warriors. And this escalation of child predation is just getting worse and worse. They are not hiring. Everything internal is very secretive. Why is it so secretive? I mean, we're paying millions, billions of dollars for all of these platforms and routers and internet and this and that. Let us have transparency. But they are not hiring enough. We don't even know the numbers of child safety experts, monitors on their platforms. So, an overwhelming studies show a majority of parents want devices, and manufacturers of devices like Apple to do more to protect kids from harmful content. So many parents, we are advocating for this. We have places of worship, we have youth leaders, we have survivors advocating, demanding Apple take action. And you know what? Tech companies are inconsistent. I don't care they've stood in front of Congress. I don't care that Mark Zuckerberg had the nerve to testify in front of Congress. And then when he was asked to turn around and apologize to parents who were there in the audience, their children have been harmed by something big tech, to apologize. And he gave such a half-hearted, I'm haunted by that, half-hearted, I'm sorry. No child should have to deal with this. No parent. Excuse me, your child is gone. There's no apology that can ever make that better. However, there are brave souls, parents, family members out there advocating. Do not let this happen to your child. Wake up, America. Demand accountability and transparency. So today, I want to share with you something once again, and we feel that this is going to be a statement from the HEAT initiative, that once again, Apple and Meta, I'm going to keep saying Meta, Facebook and Instagram, because I want to make sure everybody knows what Meta is. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg, well over a year ago, thought he would be fooling people, I guess, claiming, changing the name of his company. But they do not care about our child safety. I can't say this enough. They are putting profit over dignity. I don't know how else to describe it. And today, all of this demanding of Apple and accountability and transparency, and they came out with their child safety report. I'm going to actually, I'll put the link of it so you can take your time and read this. Very glossy, sounds good, looks good to the untrained eye, to any eye. But here's the bottom line with all of this. Although any steps in child safety, Apple, because everybody's calling for Apple to do something, whatever steps they take, there are a couple of steps in the right direction, which I'll point out in the body of the video when I post, but it's not enough. We've been talking about this now for several years. We've been advocating. We've been showing studies. We've been showing research. We have been providing parents and family members and children who are rallying for all this, and Congress and hearings. It's exhausting. You must be exhausted hearing me talk about this. But I want to give you this statement from our collaboration, the HEAT Initiative. And this is from the CEO, Sarah Gardner, regarding today's child safety updates from Apple. Remember, all of this pressure, HEAT Initiative will show up recently at the Apple headquarters right here in New York City, 5th Avenue, 59th Street. Also, Grand Central Station, wave signs, chant when they know Tim Cook is going to be somewhere. And he just, as far as I can tell, the one on 59th and 5th, when he showed up, he just walked on by, didn't look at anybody. And it's not really confrontational. It's people holding up posters of kids and statements and this and that. Doesn't care. Won't even address it. You actually think somebody who runs one of these companies like a Tim Cook would sit down with something like our HEAT Initiative and just have a round table directly, one-on-one with the people advocating, one-on-one with the parents, the children, one-on-one with the researchers, and come up with a plan. This is a different country. This is a different world. I feel in particular, that ship has sailed. I don't want to sound negative, but I want to give you reality and truths here in the Warriors. And somebody like a Mark Zuckerberg, somebody like a Tim Cook with Apple, they're putting all their monies, their efforts, their eyes on artificial intelligence, on AGI, this artificial generative intelligence, this self-generating artificial intelligence. But I want to read to you the statement from our CEO, Sarah Gardner, HEAT Initiative, regarding today's Apple Child Safety Update Report. And she says, unfortunately, Apple's announcement is not an earnest investment in keeping kids safe. It is another stage in a race to the bottom as tech companies like Apple and Meta fight each other to take the least amount of responsibility to protect children from online harms. While a few of these updates, like declared age range, are steps in the right direction, the rest are inadequate. Apple is still putting the safety of its youngest users primarily in the hands of profit-driven developers around the world instead of purposefully curating the App Store to be a safe place for kids like they promise. Our children need measures like third-party review and verification of app age ratings and better rating enforcement. Did you hear me? Rating enforcement and accountability. At the end of the day, today's announcement highlights all of the ways they could do so much more to protect kids. It is devastating. They continue to choose not to. So that being said, as we've worked on this in the last few years, as you know, you've been along with us as warriors, they do not really care. It is up to us to remain vigilant, to remain putting pressure on these people, on these billionaires making money off our backs, the backs of our children, and to talk about it. Please share the video. LynnsWarriors.org. Make sure you're subscribed. Let us keep going forward in 2025, more vigilant than ever to hold these people accountable who cause harm. Let's honor our warriors hashtag. Community creates change. Remember, each and every day when you wake up, go out and be a warrior.